Have you ever looked back at a relationship and thought, how did I not see it? That gut-wrenching moment when you realize she was never really there. For you, she was using you. But here's the real question. Were you truly blind? Or were you just ignoring the signs? Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, believed that self-deception is often the most dangerous trap. We see what we want to see, not what is. In today's video, we're going to break down 6 clear signs that she was using you, all rooted in Stoic wisdom. More importantly, I'll show you how to never fall into this trap again. Before we dive in, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot and ensures more people can learn these crucial lessons. And trust me, you'll want to stay until the very end, because understanding these signs will not only change how you view your past, but also how you approach love and relationships in the future. Sign number 1. You gave everything, she gave barely anything. Let me ask you something. When you were in that relationship, did you ever feel like you were always the one putting in the effort? The one who texted first, planned the dates, made sure she was happy? Now be honest with yourself, did she ever do the same for you? See, here's the thing. When a man truly loves a woman, he doesn't hold back. He gives, he sacrifices, not because he's weak, but because love makes him want to. And that's exactly why it hurts so much when he realizes he was the only one who cared. Maybe this sounds familiar. You'd go out of your way to surprise her, bringing her coffee on a busy morning, remembering the little things she liked, making sure she felt safe and loved. But when it came to you, she barely noticed. You sent good morning texts every single day, just to let her know she was on your mind. But she replied when she felt like it. Sometimes hours later, sometimes not at all. You made time for her, no matter how busy life got. But when you needed her, she was always too tired, too stressed, or just not in the mood. At first, you brushed it off. You told yourself, maybe she's just not the expressive type. Maybe she shows love in her own way. You made excuses for her, just like every man does when he doesn't want to see the truth. But let's take a step back. Let's put emotions aside for a second and look at this logically. A relationship, any relationship, needs balance. Love is not about keeping score, but it is about mutual effort. If one person is always giving and the other is always taking, that's not love, that's exploitation. Now you might be thinking, but I wanted to do those things. I wanted to make her happy. Of course you did. That's what love does to a man. But here's where Stoic wisdom comes in. Marcus Aurelius teaches us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. That means yes, be kind, be giving, be loving. But do not blind yourself to reality. A good man does not let himself be used. Because the truth is, if she really loved you, she wouldn't have let you carry the entire relationship on your back. Love is not a one-way street. It's not supposed to feel like an endless effort to prove your worth. So ask yourself, how many times did you go out of your way for her? How many times did she do the same for you? When was the last time she made you feel special? If you're struggling to answer that last one, you already know the truth. And I get it, it's painful to admit. No man wants to believe he was just being used. But facing the truth is the first step to freedom. Because here's what a Stoic man understands. A woman who truly loves you will not just take, she will give. Maybe not in the exact same way you do, but she will show up for you. She will care about your happiness, your struggles, your well-being. If she didn't, then, my friend, you were giving everything to someone who never truly valued you. And that's not love, that's a lesson. Sign number 2. She disappeared when you needed her most. Let me ask you something. When life hit you hard, when you felt lost, when you needed someone to lean on, was she there? Or did she suddenly become too busy, too distant? Did she pull away just when you needed her the most? Think back to a time when you were struggling. Maybe you had a bad day at work. Maybe you lost a family member. Maybe you were going through something deeply personal, something you didn't even like talking about. And when you finally opened up to her, hoping for comfort, hoping for support, what did she do? Did she reassure you? Did she listen? Did she show up? Or did she act like your problems were too much for her? Did she get irritated? Did she disappear? Saying things like, I don't know what to say, or I can't handle this right now. See, a woman who loves you, truly loves you, will not run when things get hard. She won't vanish the moment you need her to stand beside you. Because love isn't just about enjoying the good times, it's about standing firm when the storm hits. But here's where most men go wrong. When she disappears, they make excuses for her. They say she's just going through something. They say she's not good at handling emotions. They say I don't want to burden her. But let's be honest, if the roles were reversed, would you ever disappear on her? If she called you in the middle of the night crying, would you ignore her? If she needed support, would you say, I can't deal with this right now? No. Because as a man, when you love someone, you show up. It's not even a question. So why did you accept less than what you were willing to give? Marcus Aurelius reminds us, reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. In other words, stop making excuses. Stop pretending she didn't hurt you when she did. Because deep down you knew. You felt the distance. You felt the coldness. A Stoic man does not ignore reality. If she disappeared when you needed her most, it wasn't an accident. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a choice. And that choice told you everything you needed to know. So ask yourself, when was the last time she was truly there for you? Did she comfort you, or did she make you feel like a burden? Did she listen, or did she change the subject? If a woman disappears when you're at your lowest, she was never truly with you to begin with. Love isn't just about being there when it's convenient. It's about standing beside each other, no matter what. And if she couldn't do that, then my friend, she didn't love you. She just loved what you gave her. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can find someone who won't run when life gets hard. Sign number 3, her words and actions never matched. Let me ask you something. How many times did she say the right things but do the complete opposite? She said she loved you, but did she act like she did? She said she cared, but did her actions ever prove it? Think back. Maybe she told you, you mean the world to me. But when you needed her, she was nowhere to be found. Maybe she said, I don't want to lose you. But she never made an effort to keep you. Maybe she promised, you're the only one. But her phone was always full of messages from other guys. Did you ever find yourself holding on to her words, even when her actions made you doubt? See, this is where most men get trapped. We want to believe in love so badly that we ignore the truth. We cling to words because words feel good. They give us hope. They make us believe that maybe, just maybe, she really does love us. But here's the brutal truth. Love is not what someone says. Love is what someone does. Marcus Aurelius teaches us, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. A Stoic man does not live in delusion. He does not let his heart trick him into ignoring reality. He seeks the truth even when it hurts. So ask yourself, did her actions match her words? Did she say she loved you but treat you like an option? Did she promise commitment but flirt with other men? Did she tell you that you were her priority, but put everything else before you? If her words and actions were constantly in conflict, she wasn't being honest, she was manipulating you. And deep down you knew it. You felt it. You saw the red flags, but you pushed them aside. Why? Because you wanted to believe her words. Because it's painful to admit that someone you love is lying to you. But a Stoic man understands that love is not about what is said, it's about what is done. A woman who truly loves you won't just speak love. She will show love. She will be consistent. She will be reliable. She will not make you question whether she is being real with you. So take a deep breath and be honest with yourself. Did she really love you? Or did she just tell you what you wanted to hear? Because if she truly loved you, her actions would have proved it. And if they didn't, then, my friend, she wasn't in love, she was just keeping you around. And you deserve better than that. Sign number 4. She made you feel guilty for asking for basic respect. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you were walking on eggshells in your own relationship? Like every time you brought up something that bothered you, she twisted it around until you were the bad guy. Maybe it started small. You noticed she was always on her phone when you were together. You didn't accuse her of anything, you just asked, hey, who are you texting? But instead of answering, she got defensive. Why are you so insecure? You don't trust me? Suddenly you weren't having a conversation about her behavior, you were now defending yourself. Or maybe you told her that you didn't like how she flirted with other guys in front of you. You weren't trying to control her, you just wanted basic respect. But instead of hearing you out, she laughed. You're overreacting. It's just a joke. You're being too sensitive. Did you ever leave those conversations feeling like you had done something wrong? Even though you were just asking for respect? That, my friend, is manipulation. And the worst part? You probably started believing it. You started questioning yourself. Maybe I am overreacting. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. Maybe I should just let it go. And that's exactly what she wanted, to make you doubt yourself. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. A Stoic man does not let others control his perception of reality. He does not let guilt or manipulation cloud his judgment. He sees things for what they are. So let's be clear. Wanting honesty is not insecurity. Wanting commitment is not being needy. Wanting to be treated with respect is not asking for too much. If she truly loved you, she wouldn't make you feel guilty for having standards. She wouldn't turn every conversation into an argument just to avoid accountability. She wouldn't make you feel like you were the problem every time you asked for something that should have been normal. So ask yourself, how many times did she make you feel guilty for something completely reasonable? How many times did she twist your words so that you ended up apologizing instead of her? How many times did you let things go just to avoid another fight? If you found yourself constantly questioning your own feelings, constantly apologizing for things that shouldn't have been a problem, then you weren't in a relationship. You were in a mental battlefield, and a Stoic man does not stay where he is disrespected, because love should bring peace, not confusion. Respect should be the foundation, not something you have to beg for. So if she made you feel guilty for simply asking for the respect you deserved, then my friend, she wasn't loving you. She was controlling you, and the moment you see that truth, you win. Sign number 5. She only showed affection when she wanted something. Let me ask you something, did she ever suddenly become sweet, affectionate and loving, but only when she needed something? Think back to your relationship. Most of the time she was distant, distracted, or just not that into you. She didn't text back for hours, barely showed interest in your life, and always seemed too busy when you wanted to spend time together. But then, out of nowhere, she'd change. She'd start calling you baby again. She'd send cute messages, give you attention, and maybe even act like the perfect girlfriend. And just when you started feeling happy again, just when you thought maybe things are finally getting better, she'd ask for something. Maybe she needed a favor. Maybe she needed money. Maybe she wanted you to fix her problems. Maybe she was just bored and needed entertainment. And the moment she got what she wanted, she went right back to ignoring you. Does that sound familiar? See, a woman who truly loves you doesn't only act affectionate when it benefits her. She doesn't treat love like a tool, something to be used when it's convenient and discarded when it's not. But a woman who's using you, she knows how much you care about her. She knows you'll do anything to keep the relationship alive, and she uses that against you. This is exactly why so many good men get trapped. You remember those sweet moments. You hold on to them, because in those moments she made you feel wanted. She made you feel like everything was okay. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And if your thoughts are clinging to temporary happiness, if you're chasing the few moments she made you feel loved while ignoring the many times she made you feel worthless, then you are not seeing the truth. So ask yourself, did she only treat you well when she needed something? Did she disappear when she got what she wanted? Did you ever feel like you were just being used instead of loved? Because if her affection was nothing more than a strategy, if she only played the role of a caring girlfriend when it was convenient for her, then that wasn't love, that was manipulation. And let me tell you something, brother. Real love doesn't come and go based on benefits. Real love doesn't disappear once the favor is done. Real love is consistent, it stays. So if you're sitting here, realizing that she only loved you when she needed you, then my friend, she never really loved you at all. And the moment you accept that, you set yourself free. Sign number 6, she never appreciated your effort. Let me ask you something. Have you ever gone out of your way for someone? Done everything you could to make them happy, and yet they acted like it was nothing? Think back to your relationship. How many times did you stay up late just to talk to her when she was upset? How many times did you rearrange your schedule just to see her, even if it meant sacrificing your own plans? How many times did you surprise her, do something thoughtful, or just show her how much you cared only for her to act like it was expected? Be honest, did she ever truly appreciate you, or did she just take everything you did for granted? Maybe you planned a special date, something meaningful, something you thought would make her smile, but instead of being happy, she found something to complain about. Why this restaurant? I don't like this place. Or maybe you sent her a heartfelt message, something deep, something to remind her how much she meant to you. But instead of responding with the same energy, she just sent a dry thanks or okay. And over time, that feeling started creeping in, the feeling that no matter what you did, it was never enough. That, my friend, is not love. That's entitlement. See, a woman who truly loves you will recognize your effort. She may not always match it in the exact same way, but she will appreciate it. She will see what you do and make sure you feel valued. But a woman who is just using you, she will expect your love. She will demand your time. She will assume that you should be doing these things for her, and she won't feel the need to show gratitude. Marcus Aurelius teaches us, do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. It is not to be feared that they will see your true worth, but rather that you will fail to see it yourself. In other words, stop waiting for her to appreciate you. Start appreciating yourself. Because let me ask you something, if you had a friend who treated you this way, would you keep them in your life? If you did something kind for someone and they ignored it, would you keep giving? Then why did you accept it from her? Because when a man loves, he gives. He doesn't keep score. But love should not feel like a one-sided sacrifice. It should not feel like you are pouring yourself into someone who refuses to even acknowledge your effort. So ask yourself, did she ever thank you for all that you did? Did she ever go out of her way to make you feel special? Or did she just keep taking without ever giving back? Because if she never appreciated you, if she never recognized your effort, then she didn't see your value. And my friend, a Stoic man does not beg for appreciation. He does not chase validation. He recognizes when he is being taken for granted and he walks away. Because love is not a duty. Love is a gift. And if she didn't see it, then she was never meant to receive it. So what do you do now? If you see these signs in your current relationship, don't ignore them. A Stoic does not live in illusions. Face the truth and set yourself free. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.